Hey everyone, today I'm going to be showing you my skincare routine, and it's pretty simple because, oh, it's funny because I use simple skincare. My skin is pretty much at its best in the summer, so basically this is just what I do during the summer. I'm still working on perfecting my winter skincare routine, but anyways, my skin is pretty much at its best during the summer. Just to make things a little bit easier, I'm going to tell you all like how my skin works. It's basically pretty normal. It's not very oily. It sometimes gets a little bit oily like around here and on my chin. Most of my chin is what gets oily. And then I have really dry skin around my nose, which is I love the summer because my skin doesn't get really dry around my nose during the summer, just a little bit. And then my forehead gets a little bit dry sometimes, as well as my eyebrows. My skin under my eyebrows gets really, really dry during the winter, but in the summer it's all right. I don't get a lot of zits. I occasionally get some on my chin, which actually I was really dumb and picked out one yesterday. But I don't get like those big like red zits. I just get kind of little ones that you can't really see, but sometimes I pick at them anyway, which is stupid, but just don't pick at your skin. That's kind of one of the best things you can do for your skin. And then my forehead, sometimes it's kind of a little bit bumpy. It gets little tiny bumps on it, but not like big zits or anything, like I said before. Typically what irritates my skin the most is when I pick at it, which is bad, I know, but I do it anyway. But all that being said, my skin doesn't really need a moisturizer. I've tried moisturizers before, but they kind of just irritate my skin because it's a lot of stuff just kind of sitting on my face, and especially around my nose, it's really dry, but if I try and moisturize it too much, it gets kind of red and irritated. So this is the skincare routine that I found that kind of works the best for my skin without irritating it a lot. So first off, what I do is I wash my face once a day with this, and this is actually only the sample size, but it will last you forever. It is the Simple Sensitive Skin Experts Refreshing Facial Wash Gel. So I'm just gonna bring it up close for you to see, but it basically just has no perfume, no dyes, no like artificial stuff, I guess, but it is kind of refreshing. It's not like, oh, that's like minty fresh burst on my face. It's just kind of like a little bit refreshing, and it's a gel, which I like because it's not too foaming, so it doesn't like make a mess all over my face and then I get water all over the place trying to wash it off. It suds up a little bit and it's really smooth on my face. I love how it feels, and it gets all my makeup off. Now, I did used to use these cleansing towelettes from Up and Up. It's just the store brand at Target of facial wipes, and I think that they kind of irritate my skin a little bit, which the thing is that when I stopped using those, I started using this and my skin got a little bit better, which it wasn't like bad before, but it got a little bit better. So I don't know if it's just that I started using this that made it better, or if it's that I stopped using this that made it better. I still use these for if I have on a lot of eye makeup and I need to take it off, or like lip makeup or anything. I use the wipe still for that, but mostly I use this to get off my makeup. And for getting off my mascara, this isn't really skincare, but it's kind of related to taking off my makeup. I typically just get water on my fingers and just kind of like gently rub it off. I don't pull on my eyelashes. I don't like tug on them at all. I just really gently rub it off with water because I use water, non-waterproof mascara. So once I get my mascara off, then I use this to wash off the rest of my makeup. And then to moisturize my face, I do not use a moisturizer. I've tried so many, well, not so many, but I've tried several, and they have not done anything for my face. So what I use now is extra virgin olive oil, and you need like the tiniest amount possible. Like you do not need even like 1 drop for your whole face. You just want like a tiny, tiny, tiny amount. When you put it on your face, after you put it on, your face should not feel oily. Like if your face gets oily during the day, it should not feel as oily as that. It should feel less oily. And what I do is I put a little bit on my chin because that's where my skin does get a little bit dry there, especially like right here, it gets kind of dry, and then any places where I've picked at anything, it gets dry there, so I have to put olive oil there. So I just put a very tiny amount on my chin. I put a very tiny amount kind of in between my nose, or not in between my nose, in between my eyebrows, because that's where my that's where I normally pick at my face. And so I have to put olive oil there. And I put a little bit on my forehead because it gets a little dry there. And then I put, sometimes if my nose starts getting a little bit dry, I'll put a little bit around my nose. I don't like to do that every single day because, like I said before, if I have a lot of stuff sitting around the area, it does get a little bit red and irritated. But for the most part, the olive oil has done really good things for my skin. It moisturizes it really well without irritating it. So it's not going to make your skin more oily just because you put it on. I actually do this like at night so it doesn't mess up with my makeup, so it kind of just soaks in overnight, and then it works really well keeping my skin moisturized throughout the day. So just to summarize, I wash my face with the Simple Refreshing Gel Face Wash, and then I moisturize with the tiniest amount of olive oil. And then I actually don't use like this bottle. I actually keep it in the little blue jar that you saw in the video, and I just kind of get the tiniest amount. And then whenever I have on a lot of eye makeup, I use some face wipes just to wipe off my makeup. So that is all I do for my skin. Obviously this wouldn't be sufficient for winter skincare for me because my skin gets really dry then. So I hope this video was helpful. If you liked it, please subscribe, and if you already are subscribed, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in another video. Bye.